Good morning, everyone. If the screen is visible and am I audible, just confirm in a chat box. Okay, fine. So in a last lecture, we have started with the operator and also we have seen some program, right? The calculator and that one. In that one, I have given you some tasks that you need to do or implement the multiplication and division by yourself, right? So only 3 to 4 students have just run that program in a code block. So what the others are doing? I want answer first that of question, then I'll start, right? Okay. And how many students are there in your class? So only 3 to 4 are attending lecture. Is it like that? Whatever it is. Okay, your code block is not working. So just take a screenshot of that, what error, or just you send a message to me. Yeah. Okay, fine. So those who are having problem, just you need to tell me that I'll be having the problem in code block, or while running the program, I'll get that error, right? Okay, fine. Okay. But you need to do then and then you can learn this subject. Fine. So in last lecture, we have seen what the operators and in that one we have seen arithmetic operator. Today we will continue with the relational operator, right? We have seen arithmetic operator, plus, minus, multiplication, division and remainder. And one thing is only one main you can write in a one program. .c file is having only one main function, right? Otherwise it will give the error. The next is what? The relational operator, right? So relational operators are what they are, we can say this is, okay, this is relational operator. So you can see that double, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, right? So they are nothing but what? Relational. So relational operators are used to check the condition. Normally what it will use to check the condition as you are doing, that means if as we have seen in the flow chart, right? To find out the greatest number from 2. So what we are doing is a greater than b, we are checking like this, right? And in a what? A diamond shape we are writing. Fine. So what we need to do now, if you need to implement it in terms of what? A programming. So how it is possible? Using this relational operator. And normally this are used with if statement that you will learn soon, right? These operators are normally used with what? A if statement that you will learn shortly. So, and this, the meaning is same as you are using in a mathematics. Double, equal to, use for what? To check the equality of two operand. Fine. Greater than, less than, all are same that you are using in what? A mathematics. Fine. So they are what? Relational operator used with normally if and when there is a condition. If some condition is supposed to be true, then you want to execute some part, otherwise another part. So at that time you will be having what? Relational operator. Fine. Now syntax is what? You can see expression 1, relational operator, and expression 2. That means what? Suppose I need to check, and here the expression 1 can be a value also, can be a variable also, and can be a expression also. Again, expression 1, that means it can be value like this. Variable, that means what? We have seen what is variable. Suppose a, num1, num2. So a less than b. So this is variable, this is operator, and this is again variable, right? So expression can also be possible. That means what? Here you can write down like this also. A plus 5 is less than b. So this is called what? Expression. Fine. Less than b, this is variable. So in this way, there are so many ways are there. You can define this expression 1 and expression 2. Example simple, 10 less than 5. So what it will return? It will return either true or false, right? So 10 less than 5. So it is not a true one, right? So it will return what? A false. And this all will be used with what? If statement. Okay, so these are the relational statements. An example we will see with the if statement. Now the followings are the logical. So logical, that means for what is the use of this operators. Suppose you need to combine more than one condition. That means what? Condition can be checked with which operator? Relational operator, right? And if you will be having more than more than one condition, you need to check. So at that time, you will be using which operator? The logical operator. Example is what? Suppose there are two variables are given, A, B, and C. And if you want to find out the largest one, right? So which condition we need to check? For A is supposed to be greater than, or we can say the largest one. So we'll be checking what? A greater than B and A greater than C. That means two relational operators we have used, right? If you want to combine this two condition, this is condition 1 and this is condition 2. And that means what? If both conditions are true, then and then we can say that A is the largest one. Simple example, right? So at that time you need to use which operator? Logical. So you can see that double ampersand, this is logical AND. This is logical OR, that means two pipeline, and logical NOT, that means it will be specified with this symbol. So here what? If both condition must be true, then you have to use this ampersand. That means logical AND. And sometimes it may be possible either of this is supposed to be true. Either of, that means if condition 1 is true or condition true, second one is true. So at that time you are supposed to use what? A logical OR. So logical operators are used AND and OR when you want to combine more than one condition. Whatever condition, it is not like that only you can specify two condition, you can specify any condition. And if all you want true, then you go for the logical and otherwise logical OR. And we'll see the truth table of that also. That normally you know, right? Suppose there is a operand 1 and operand 2. So now what is operand 1? That I have told you in second or third lecture, right? Operand, that means what? Suppose I'll be writing A plus B. So A is called operand. This is called operator, right? This is called what? Operator. And this A and B is called what? Operand. And by the combination of operator and operand, it will make what? Expression. Fine. Now what we are supposed to do? OP1, OP2, operand 1, operand 2. So see the value of expression. So here what? OP1 and OP2, and here there is a OR. So we know that logical AND, that means what? Both are true. So both are non-zero. Okay, whenever you are going for the truth table, it will be only in terms of 0 and 1. So see, non-zero, right? So if both are non-zero, so output of that is 1, right? That means both condition are true. Here what? Any one is non-zero, that means here 1. You can see that the second option, non-zero and 0. So here the output is what? 0. Why? Because when you are doing logical AND of this, it will become what? A 0. And here it will be a 1. Why? Because either of the one is non-zero. So in this way, it will work. That is what? Logical operator. There are three logical operator, the logical AND, logical OR, and logical NOT. Fine. This logical and relational we will see in example at the time of if statement. Okay, you can go for while and for also to check the condition. Okay, so we'll use it in a if, for, in while statement in that way. Now next one is what? Assignment operator. So normally you know assignment operator, that means equal to sign, right? It will assign the value of right side operand to the left side. That means if I'll write A equal to 5, that means right side operand will be assigned to the left side operand. Fine. So another things are shorthand operator. You can see that remainings are what? A shorthand operator. So what is the meaning of this? You can see the symbol of that. It is what? Equal to sign is preceded with arithmetic operator. You can see that equal to sign is preceded with arithmetic operator plus, for example. And this all are called what? Shorthand operator. Now, what is the meaning of this? This will be used for the simplicity. Suppose I will be having one expression, just a minute. Suppose a equal to a plus 5, or I'll be having a equal to a minus 5. So what happened? You can see that whatever it is left side operand, same will be available in right side expression also. Again, whatever left side operand is, you will be finding the same operand will be also available on the leftmost side of the expression. This is my expression. In that one, the first one will be finding the same as the left side. So this statement can be rewrite at what? As a what? A plus equal to 5. Both are same one. Either of the way you can use. Okay. So this is called what? Shorthand. You are going to minimize your expression. That's why the name is given what? Shorthand. Same way, this can be write what? In which way? A, whatever the operator here that you need to specify, that is minus equal to 5. Clear? Suppose I'll be having b equal to b multiplied by 10. So this can be rewrite as a what? B multiply 10 equal to, sorry, multiplication equal to 10. So this are called what? Shorthand operator. Either of the way you can specify. Okay, anything is allowed in a C. So this is assignment operator. Next, important, increment and decrement. So what happened? Suppose I want to increment the value of any variable. Suppose a equal to a plus 1. Okay, I will want to increment value of any variable by 1. So what I'll write? A equal to a plus 1 simply. Fine. So this can be done, or if you want to decrement it. So what I'll write? A equal to a minus 1. Either I want to increment or I need to decrement. So instead of writing this statement, what I can use? I can go for this operator. Plus plus, that means increment operator. Increase the integer value by 1. And minus minus, that means what? Just a minute. It is decrement operator and it will decrease the integer value by 1. Clear? Just it will what? Either increment or decrement the value of variable by 1 only. So what is the syntax here? Instead of this, you can write what? A plus plus. And here you can write a minus minus. So this will do what? Increment by 1, and this will do what? Decrement by 1. Okay, any doubt up to this? We have seen relational, logical, assignment, and increment, decrement operator. Any doubt, anyone? Just confirm in a chat box. Any doubt? Anyone? Any doubt? Okay, fine. So again, there are two types are there in that. The which one? Prefix and postfix. You can see that in increment and decrement operator itself, it will be having two types. We can say prefix and postfix in both increment and decrement. So what is the normal meaning of prefix? Prefix, that means what? First operator and then operand. This is called what? A prefix, either increment or decrement. Postfix, that means what? First operand and then the increment operator, or you can say the decrement. So this is called what? Prefix, and this is called what? Postfix. Fine. Now there will be a difference between prefix and postfix. Listen carefully. There will be a difference between prefix and postfix, but when you are going to use a assignment operator, when you are supposed to use what? Assignment operator. That means what? A simple example I'll show you. Suppose I will be having the value of a equal to what? 5. And if I'll write B equal to, right? B equal to plus plus A. So what happened? There will be a 5 in what? A. Now, if I'll write plus plus A, that means that value is increment by what? 1. That means it will be increment by 1. So it will do what? 5 plus 1, 6. Fine. So what happened here? Plus plus A, that means it will become what? 6. And it will be assigned to which variable? B. So after executing this program, your value of A equal to 6 and B equal to 6. Okay. Now, instead of that, if the same value, I'll take A equal to 5 and B equal to, now I will use postfix. That means A plus plus. Now I will use what? Postfix. That means first operand and then operator, A plus plus. So what happened here? It will not increment first the value of A. But what it will do, it will first execute assignment and then increment. Post, that means afterwards. Post, that means after. So what happened? First, whatever the value of A will be there, that will be assigned. So first step is what? Assign. And then the second step is what? The increment. So what happened here? The value of B will 5. The value of B will be what? 5. Because first is what? Assignment will be done and then increment. But what should be the value of A? Anyone? What should be the value of A? Either 5 or 6. Just confirm or you can write down. Okay, 6, fine. So what happened? The B value is 5 because assignment is done first, but we have written A plus plus. So value of A will become what? A 6. Fine. So there is a difference between what you can say the this is what? Prefix increment and postfix decrement. Here what happened? First it will do increment and then assign in prefix. While in postfix it is what happened? First assignment and then increment. And why it is like this, that will be clear at the end of the session. Okay. Any doubt up to this? Any doubt? Okay, fine. So just will see in the programming also, I'll share one screen that is of code block. Is it visible? Code block screen is visible. Okay. See, now if you have already your program saved and if you want to open it, so how you are supposed to click on this icon, open. Then D3 program, just we have made a folder last time. Now I'll open directly the program, increment, decrement. Already I have written. So you can see that here, what happened? Integer A equal to 5 and integer B, 2 variables. And I have used what? Here you can see, just a minute, okay. You can see here B equal to plus plus A. That means it is what? Prefix. And after that, I have printed the value of both A and B. This type of thing can be asked in a MCQ. Okay, so just make a practice of this. So here, what should be the value of A and B both? It should be 6, as we have seen, right? So just I'll run that program. Fine. Can you see the output screen, black screen? Can you see the both editor screen as well as the black screen? Okay. Okay, fine, fine. I'll just a minute. Now is it visible both? Just confirm that. Is it visible? Okay, both the screen. Fine, fine. Okay. So what happened here? You can see the value of, okay, the value of A is also 6 and B is also 6. Clear? The value of A is also 6 and B is also 6. Now what I'll do, I'll just make a change. I'll comment this line instead of that, what I'll do, I'll assign b equal to a plus plus. That means what I have done, I have used the postfix. Clear? I have used what? The postfix. So what happened into that? And again, I'll run that one. So you can see that, just a minute, either it will be, okay. Now, is it visible, both the screen? So you can see that here A equal to 6 and B equal to 5. Why? Because of the postfix. Clear? Because of the postfix. So in this way, you can use increment and decrement operator. Fine? An increment and decrement operator are called unary operator. Why unary? Because it will be having only one operand. You are writing a plus plus like this only, right? So this is the unary and the increment and decrement operator. Again, we'll move to the PPT. Okay. Now you can see that the example of this and answer also. Now next one is what? Conditional operator. Next one is a conditional operator. So conditional operator is sometimes also known as ternary operator. Repeating, conditional operator, again it will be also known as what? A ternary operator. You can see the syntax is what here? Question mark and colon. Question mark and colon. So this is the thing. Now what should be the way in which you are using in C? This is what? Expression 1, question mark, expression 2, and then colon and expression 3. So what happened? Expression 1 is nothing but it should be what? Some condition. Again, expression 1, that means what? It should be some condition. Condition, that means you need to use what? Relational operator. Expression 2, it can be anything. Either it can be a value, variable, or expression, anything. And expression 3 also, it can be a value, it can be a variable, or it can be an expression. Fine. Now, what is the use of this one? If this is condition, if this condition is true, then this part will be executed. Again, the condition, there are only two possibilities, either it will be a true or a false. If condition which is specified in expression 1 is true, it will execute which part? This part, expression 2. And if this condition is supposed to be false, then it will execute which part? Expression 3. Fine. So how to check it with the example? Here I have taken two variables, a equal to 10 and b equal to 15. I want to find out largest one. Again repeating, I want to find out largest one and I want to assign that variable into which? X. So how I will write? This is part of syntax same as you have specified here. Fine. A greater than b. This is condition. Now, if A is greater than B, this condition is true, it will do what? It will execute A. That means I have taken only variable and then otherwise what? B. After that, whatever the result is there, that I have assigned into which variable? X. So, X equal to A greater than B. So, what should be the value in this case of X? Either A or B. If condition is true, A will be assigned into X. If condition is false, B will be assigned into X. So what I am asking, what should be the value of X? Because you know a value of A and B both. What should be? Either A or B. Just write down into the chat box. Okay, 15. That means B. Yes. Because what? Condition is false here. Condition is false. So it will be assigned into what? B, and then B will be assigned into X. Okay. Just we will see the example of this one. We will run this program again. Fine. So this is I'll open that program. This is what increment and decrement and ternary operator is. Okay, I think this will be available in another folder. So this is, you can say, use of ternary. Yes. So this is the program, simple program I have write. Integer a equal to, here the value is changed, a equal to 2 and b equal to 3, and third variable is answer. Now same I have write here, answer equal to a greater than b, then question mark a colon b. Okay, and printf, what I have print just value of answer, nothing else, simple program, right? So now what I'll run that program. So you can see that answer equal to 3. Is it visible? The screen, black screen. Answer equal to 3 is largest. That means B, right? Okay, fine. Clear? Any doubt? Okay, fine. So see, after the completion of lecture, the same thing you are supposed to implement. I will upload the video by 2 o'clock, right? The same recorded video. You just go through that, just write down the program, same program, whatever we have done today, and then you can go for the extra one. Fine? Compulsory all of you make a practice of this one, because this is only 2-3 line program. From unit 3 you will be having a more program of concept of loop and all, so at that time you will not find any difficulty. So make a practice of programs, right? Okay, we'll move to the again the screen of PPT. Okay, so this is conditional operator. The next one is bitwise operator. Bitwise, that means what? Okay, and I told you in the first lecture that was C is a middle level language, right? Okay, B equal to Y, answer is written at last in print. See, this is just I have written in that format, that's why. Printf, in that when I have just write a format in that. Okay, that's why it is showing, nothing else. The next one is what? A bitwise operator. So I told you in second or first lecture of C, that was, we can say that in unit 1, C is a middle level language. Sometimes it will be asked in 1 mark, C is middle level language. So why middle level language? Middle level language, that means what? C is also performing on bit level. That means we know that 1 byte is there, it will be converted into bit. Suppose I want to write down 4 in a binary. So how I'll write 40 and 0100, right? That might be you are knowing this thing. 4 is written as like this. So C is having some operator which will work on a bit level. This is called what? Bit, right? 8 bit. That's why the C is middle level language. Okay, this is the reason. So how many types of bitwise operators? And see, it is work on only integer. So this can be asked in a MCQ type of question, right? The chapter 2 is important. There are so many MCQ you can make regarding operator. So bitwise AND or exclusive or left shift and right shift. This I think might be you are knowing this. And that means it will do the AND operation. You know the truth table of AND also, or also, and exclusive or, right? That is nothing but XOR. Now shift left and shift right, that means what? Whatever the bit is that, it will be shifted left side or it will be shifted right side. This is the meaning of this. If I specify this symbol double less than, left side shifting of bit is there and right side shifting of bit is there. Now the question is how many bits, right? Now the question is how many bit will be shifted. So that for that the syntax is what? You can see that I have first will see the example. I have taken 2 variables, right? Which when the A equal to this, that means the thing is in this what? The 0001 and again 30. Now B equal to 2. After that I have written what? A double less than B. A double less than B. So what is the meaning of this? This is the value which you want to shift. And this is the number of bits, how many bits you want to shift. Clear? The second operand is what? Number of bit, and this is the value. So B equal to 2. Already we have taken what? B equal to 2. That means this is supposed to be shifted 2 bits. So first I'll write this. This is in A. After executing this statement, shift left 2 bits, right? So how it is supposed to be done? This is just a minute. This is not there, right? So this is like this. Now 2 bits. So after executing it, what happened? This 2 bit will be discarded. Other remaining are shifted by 2 places. Again, this left side bit will be discarded because here 2 is there, and this all are shifted. So you can see that this 0 is shifted here. This 1 will be shifted here, 0, 1. This 0 will be shifted here. This 0 will be shifted here. Fine. Now here there is remaining place, 2 remaining place. So at that time, it will do what? It will again that many bits. Here there are 3 zeros. So they are this is also here. And after that, 2 places will be empty. They are again adding what? 0. That means whenever there will be a shift left or right shift, then left bits are supposed to be discarded and others are remaining shifted. So 0, 1 and 5, 0 is the answer. This 2 bit will be added. And reverse of this, the right side shifting, okay, reverse of this, the right side shifting, A equal to 3, 0, 1 and then again 3, 0. So these bits are discarded. And after doing this, that means here is the 2. These all are shifted this side. This 0 at the first position, then 1 and then 000. So 000 and 10. And 2 leftmost bit are empty. So it will be padded with what? A 0. So this is called what? Shift left and shift right. This is shift left and shift right. Okay. Any doubt? Any doubt? So you are supposed to make a program of this by yourself. Okay. Program of this. We have seen ternary, increment, decrement, 2 program. You have to implement this program by yourself. Nothing, just you need to declare the variable and just writing this statement. That's it. Okay. So this is bitwise operator. Next is a special operator. So in special operator, you will find 4: size of and comma. Others are ampersand and this is asterisk and arrow operator. So this we will see in a chapter of pointer and structure both. Fine. And right now in this unit, we will go for this only, size of and comma. Clear? Okay. Size of, it returns the size of an variable. So we have seen in the data type concept, that means what? Whenever you are declaring the variable, okay, what you need to, ma'am, please explain one more time. This shift one. Okay, I'll finish this and then we'll move, jump to the shift. Okay. And if you only will be having the problem, just I'll explain you in a call or a telegram by message, right? Right now we'll continue with this. Return the size of an variable. Size of variable in terms of what? Bytes. That means we have seen that integer will take 2 bytes, a float will take 4 bytes normally, right? And this is machine dependent. Again, this is what? Machine dependent. It's not like that always integer will take 2 bytes only. Fine. So size of will give you answer in terms of what? A bytes. How many bytes is required in a memory? And comma, that means what? To link the related expression. So simple example, suppose I want to declare more than one variable. So what I'll do? I'll use what? Comma, right? So this is nothing but a comma operator. Okay, simple. Size of, we'll see it returns the number of bytes. Okay, now what can be specified? What is the syntax of this? So normally it will be written as a what? Size of, bracket. And in this, you need to specify what? You can specify variable. Okay, you can specify value, or you can specify expression. Anything you can specify. In example, I have taken what? One variable float sum. So what you can specify here also, you can specify data type. Okay, 4 options are there. So size of and then int. Int, that means what? Integer data type. So it will return what? How many bytes it will take. So for example, 2. Size of sum. So here I have specified what? Variable. So sum is which type of variable? Float. So float will take how many bytes? 4 bytes. Clear? And if you are specifying any, for say example, the value 5, then it will consider as a what? Integer, because 5 is integer and it will return 2, like this. So this is what very important operator, size of operator. It will be gives you what? The size required in terms of bytes. Meeting may be end in 2 to 3 minutes. You need to rejoin it quickly. Okay, after ending this meeting, you need to rejoin again for 10 minutes. And the important one, I want all the students who are present right now in the second 10 minutes also, because in next lecture I will continue from that only. So that 10 minutes are also important one, right? Comma operator, simple, I have explained you. One of the example you can see here, value equal to x equal to 10, y equal to 5, and x plus y. Okay, so what happened? How this assignment is supposed to be done, but this is right side is having a parenthesis. Okay, this parenthesis. So what should be the value? Okay, here what is the answer in variable value? So it is 15. How it will be do? So what happens? It will be clear is soon. That means you don't know right now the concept of precedence and associativity. Precedence, that means priority. So this is having highest priority, parenthesis, right? So it will execute x equal to 10 first, then y equal to 5, and then x plus y. So here it will what? 15. And then 15 will be assigned into what? A value. So the answer of value equal to what? 15. This is nothing but what? Comma operator. Size of operator and comma operator. Here, these are called special operator, and these two we will see in pointer and structure chapters. Okay. Now, the precedence and associativity. So, at which step it will be helpful, right? Precedence and associativity. So, you can see that. Suppose I will be having A plus B and divide by C. So what happened? This is my expression, right? This is my expression. In that one, I will be having plus and division, two different operators. So what do you think? Which will be executed first? Any answer? Either A plus B will be done first, or this will be done first. B divided by C. Anyone? Meeting may be end in few seconds. Just quickly rejoin it, right? Okay, some answer in a chat box. A plus B, no. Okay, B divided by C. So what happened? So in that one, which will be executed first, right? That is the question. So anyone? It should be what? B divided by C, right? Suppose I will be having like this, then what happened? B divided by C must be executed first. So at that time, when there is more than one operators are there, again, when there are more than one operators are there will be a concept of what? A precedence. There will be a concept of precedence, right? Clear? this thing, okay, precedence. And what is associativity? So that is what, when you will be having a same category operator, that means what? I will be having A plus B minus C. So which will be executing first? Or is it make any difference in an answer? Because what happened, you can see here, if I'll be doing plus first and then division, answer will be different. And if I'll do first division and then addition, answer will be different, right? Here, associativity, that means what? There is a operator plus and minus. Different operators are there, but it is having same category. So how you will identify? So you can see now here, first column, concentrate here, first column. You can see that what? Here it is having a first block. Here there is a second block. Here third block. You can see, and here fourth block. So you can see that plus and minus is having same category. That means what? Plus and minus is having same precedence. You can see that 11. While multiplication, division and modulo is having 12 precedence. Okay. So whenever you are having operator of the same precedence, you have to go for what? Associativity. Clear? Same precedence. So you can see that how it will be executed. It will be executed. Sorry. Just a minute. Okay, ma'am. What is the difference between unary minus and subtraction? Unary minus, that means it will shows only sign. That means if I'll write -5, that means sign it is, right? And 4 minus 5. So it is what? Subtraction. 2 operand, that means binary, and only 1 operand, that means unary. Fine. So now what happened here? Okay, fine. So here you can see that each will be specified precedence. So you can see that this is having highest priority, which parenthesis, square bracket, arrow operator and dot operator. They will be having highest priority than this, okay? So that means what? You should know the priority, that means precedence of operator, and what is associativity. So associativity, that means what? When you are having operator of same precedence. Again repeating, one, you are having the operator which is having same precedence, you have to go for what? Associativity. So associativity having two way, either it will be execute left to right or right to left. Okay, so you can see that mostly all are executing left to right. That means what? Plus and minus will be having same category, right? So they will be executing in which way? Left to right. In C, okay? In any way you can execute, it will give you the same answer. Okay? If you are doing manually, then if you will do B minus C and then A plus, again same answer. First A plus B and then subtract C, again same answer. But normally it will go what? Left to right in C. Okay? So first it will do what? A plus B, and then it will do what? Whatever answer in 1 minus C. Okay? Left to right. Only some operators are having right to left, that you can remember here, right? Conditional, assignment, and this, because assignment is right to left. Why? Because if I'll write A equal to 5, so obviously in this way it will be executed right to left, because may happen here, what happened? A equal to A plus 3. So what happened? First right side will be evaluated and then it will be assigned to left side. That's why the assignment is having which associativity? Right to left. Clear? Precedence and associativity. Okay, any doubt? Fine. Next we will move to the example of evaluation of expression. Okay, fine. That is what, suppose I will be giving this, right? And here the values are there: A equal to 9, B 12 and C 3. Simple equation I have taken just for your example, right? Just I have explained in the previous slide. Same thing is there. So I have rewrite this equation and put the value of A and B. So what happened? Minus, division, plus, star and minus. So we know that division and star is having same category. Plus and minus is having same category. Fine. Now precedence of which operator is highest? This will be or this one? I'm asking what? Precedence of which operator is highest? Division and star or plus and minus? Just confirm in a chat box first, right? Okay, yeah. So it will be what? Having this. This is having highest priority as compared to this. We are comparing now only two, okay? So what happened? 12 by 3 will be executed first. So answer will be what? 4. Okay. And then what? 3 into 2, so 6. So my final, after this, the second step is what? 9 minus 4 plus 6 minus 1. Okay. Now what happened? Now I'll be having only what? Minus and plus. So minus and plus are in same category. So it will execute which side? Left to right. So first what happened? 9 minus 4, that will be 5. Then plus 6 minus 1. So what happened? 11 minus 1. Okay. And then I'll be having what? 10. Fine. So in this way, the expression is evaluated. Okay. Next one is what? Type conversion. Okay. That we will see briefly. Type conversion, that means what? If you remember, in arithmetic we have seen integer arithmetic, fine, mixed arithmetic. If you remember, one of the type is what? Mixed, that means what? Suppose I have written A and B, and A is an integer and B is a float. So this is called what? Mixed mode. That means the data type of both operand. Data type of both operand are different one. Can you getting it? Then what should be the answer? So at this time you will be having what? The concept of type conversion. Type conversion, that means what? One data type converted into another data type. This is called what? Type conversion. So there are basically two types are there: implicit conversion and explicit conversion. So now what happened? Same example. So what happened? The plus cannot be done again. The plus cannot be done on different data type. Precondition is what? This both data types should be having same data type. So now what happened? A and B. So we will be having the question is what? Either A is converted into float or B is converted into integer. Again what? This data type must be same. So either both should be integer or both should be float. Fine. So there is a question. So it will be depend upon us. That means what? There can be a two way. Either it will be a implicit or explicit. So I will be explaining simple meaning. Implicit, that means what? C will decide. Implicit, that means what? The C will decide. And explicit, that means what? The programmer will decide. Okay? Clear? Programmer will decide. So this is the basic difference between these two. Example we will see in the next lecture. Any doubt up to this? Two types of conversion: implicit, explicit. Implicit, that means here we have done. It will not give any error. But what happens? The C itself will see. I need to consider which data type, either integer or float. There are some rules that we will see in the next lecture. And explicit, that means what? I will decide. Programmer will decide that I want to convert A into float or B into integer. So there is a different syntax for both the one. So that we will see in our next lecture. Fine. Any doubt up to this? Okay, fine. So now you may leave. Okay. Okay.